The story begins with the Bushwackers standing in a backyard with lumber, tools, and discarded coffee cups all over the place. We see them working on what appears to be a gazebo and are putting the finishing touches to the railings.
It's coming along nicely, don't you think?
I'll say, especially given the 3 mocha lattes we've had.
We? You had two of them.
Well, I offered you one.
You know I don't drink coffee. Anyway, we should be just about done here, and then we'll get started on the roof.
Lee turns to the others.
Guys, I think now we found our happy medium.
Well, how do you figure?
I mean, after that debacle with dumping waste into that pond.
Apparently toxic waste.
Yes, thanks. Toxic waste. And having to deal with that Freddy Krueger like monster, I think contractors suits us best.
Yeah, but we tried that on day 1, and we ended up killing a giant worm.
True, but now we're carpenters.
Ah.
Yeah, no BS here, just plain, simple, honest work.
As he says this, a car bursts through the hedges and runs over the half-built gazebo. You see 3 figures alight. A man wearing a domino mask made of protractors, another wearing a brown paper bag with 2 holes, and a third wearing a silly clown mask. They hoot and holler at the bushwhackers. Before they can react, the 3 interlopers hop back into the car and speed off, leaving a trail of mud and dirt all over the place.
What the actual hell?
Who were those guys?
Who cares? Look, that took nearly 8 hours to complete. What the actual fuck?
Hey, what the hell is going on here? They turn to see a large man standing there amid the wreckage.
Hey, Mr. Starkey. I'm, guys?
Mr. Starkey walks over the destroyed gazebo, fuming. So this is what y'all been doing for 7 hours? Drinking coffee, lollygagging, and driving your cars all over the neighborhood like a bunch of hoodlums. He turns and walks away. Lee stops him.
Wait, Mr. Starkey. You don't understand. It wasn't us. We had the thing halfway built when this car barreled in and crashed into it. They're the ones who did this, not us.
Yeah, seriously, how thick do you have to be to think we trash our own handiwork?
Not helping.
Really? And who was driving this car?
3 guys? One was wearing a shopping bag on his head.
Brown paper bag, not the plastic one.
Right, that. And another one wore a clown mask.
But not like a juggalo, you know?
I have no idea what that is.
Seriously? Juggalos? They follow Insane Clown Posse?
Right, and the third guy wore a mask made out of protractors.
He wore a protractor mask.
Yes.
Huh. So, 3 guys, a protractor mask wearing fella, a baghead, and some clown who was a gigolo, drove a car and ran over the gazebo and then just drove off?
Yes.
Woo! You millennials and your wacky stories. Yeah, I watched a news report about the weird things y'all huff when you're alone. I bet you imagine those weird people driving magical cars and crashing into things, but in reality you just got wasted on whatever it is you can get your hands on and just trash the place yourselves. So we're not getting paid then? At this rate, you're lucky I'm not going to call the cops on you. Now get off my property. As they gather their things, JJ looks over at the hedge. Who the hell were those guys? A few days later, we see the bushwhackers are resurfacing a driveway. As they finish their work, we see the same 3 individuals run over and jump onto the wet concrete, splashing it all over the place. JJ tries to stop them but slips and lands on the sidewalk. The 3 laugh and scurry off before the bushwhackers can react. Lee angrily throws his hammer to the ground.
God damn it! Who the hell are those weirdos?
Back at Lee's apartment, Lee emerges from the bathroom, wiping the last of the concrete from his head. JJ is on his phone while Luca pours himself a drink. Hey, guys?
What's up?
You may want to take a look at this. They see JJ's phone and it's on Facebook.
The Menacing Men?
Yeah, apparently there are sworn enemies. Oh, cool. Our first supervillain team. Hardly likely. I mean, I've never even heard of these guys.
So their job is to mainly screw with us. This is bull. They're disrupting our cash flow. If they keep this up soon, no one will want to hire us.
Well, maybe it's all in good jest.
Really? Do you forget what happened at Mr. Starkey's the other day? Or the driveway job at the O'Connells? That isn't good jest, dude. They're deliberately trying to make our lives a living hell.
So, what do you suggest we do?
I don't know. But if these menacing men should show up, we need to take drastic action.
Luca pulls out a crossbow. I'll be ready.
No, dude. Not that drastic.
2 more days later, back at Lee's apartment, he's pacing back and forth, looking at his phone.
Come on, come on, come on.
We see JJ and Luca on their phones. Dude, will you stop with that back and forth? You'll wear out the carpet.
Not entirely concerned with the carpet.
He hears a ping. Lee looks at his phone.
Shit. That's the 4th person to cancel this week.
Who was it?
Miss Atkinson. Apparently she has to go out of town. Suddenly.
I thought our appointment was at 4.
And she had to leave suddenly. Shit. At this rate, we're never gonna recoup.
And that's only 2 days.
And 2 days. Too long.
Hey, guys, you check out the Facebook page for the Menacing Men?
Oh god. Are you still following those a-holes?
Vigilance is important. Anyway, they started a smear campaign against us. They all look at their phones.
What?
I know. Too low.
We're not some Brazilian pervert society. Luca, I knew that name was too stupid and would invite too much ridicule.
Lee, I didn't know you were a MAGA fan.
What?
Oh man, they are trashing you down in the comments section. Lee Suchek is a primitive, backward-looking conservative who dines with Nazis and Klansmen. God, they really hate you.
Is that so? Luca Suwon is a poop-obsessed skinhead who pretends to be Asian to score brownie points when we all know he's a white guy deep down.
Meh. Wouldn't be the first time I've heard that.
And JJ here is a cross-dresser.
I mean, they could have used worse.
Seriously? You guys are taking this incredibly well, all things considered.
Huh. Hey, get this. They're calling us out. Like a mano-mano throwdown? Doesn't say. But apparently they want a showdown with us tomorrow. Does it say where? In Uptown. Wow, they actually cordoned off an entire city block for this. They must have a lot of pull. Lee?
They want a throwdown? We'll give them one.
The next day, we see a large crowd gathered. People are wearing Menacing Men memorabilia and chanting. The three, Protractor Man, Baghead, and Clownface, eat up the adulations. When the Bushwackers enter, they begin to boo them, and some chuck debris at them. Oh, hey, Suchek, that's what we should have done! Bushwackers merchandise.
Ugh.
They walk forward and meet the Menacing Men. Well, well, well. Look what we have here, fellas. The biggest Brazilian pervert club in all of Charlotte. Ooh, ooh.
Seriously, dude, what the F is your problem here? Going around and messing up like that?
Oh, what's that? Where? Mommy to me is knocked down my sandcastle. Where?
Everyone cheers and applauds as Lee looks annoyed. Are you guys like
Wee!
trying to
Me.
screw with
Me.
screw with screw this.
Hey, get back here! What is the deal with you three screwing with us anyway?
Protractor Man prances around and throws a protractor. It cuts Lee's arm and he grabs it.
Ugh, God, that hurts. What's that made from? Steel?
Must be. He points to a bystander with one jammed in his forehead. He is still waving even as the blood pours down his face. I mean, they could decapitate the entire crowd and we'd still be the bad guys.
Jeez, that cut's really deep, man. I think I need stitches.
Baghead walks over and begins popping them with the gun. One of them hits Luca in the eye. Oh, that does it. He walks over and punches Baghead, sending him into a truck. He knocks over one of the barrels of toxic waste and it falls on him, and it begins to burn his skin. He shrieks and rolls around.
Ah! Oh my god! What the hell? I'm burning! The bag is literally fusing to my face!
The crowd stops cheering. Protractor Man turns to the three. Lee and JJ exchange nervous looks and bolt, followed by Luca as the crowd gathers around Baghead. The trio run into an alley where there's a high wall. As they're about to scale the wall, the protractor flies and lands onto a nearby wall. They turn to see Protractor Man standing there, glaring at them. He is wearing a belt and bandolier of protractors.
So, I see you've brought plenty, huh?
I guess it answers the question of who brings a protractor to a fight. They all look at JJ. What? That's a thing? Seriously, what the hell is the matter with you? What? Protractor Man points to the scene out in the street where Baghead continues to shriek in pain. That? Are you sick or something? Why would you go and punch someone into a vat of chemicals like that? Why would you stand in front of a vat of chemicals in the first place? Oh, good point. Seriously, you three are just messed up, like, wow. What the hell?
Whoa. If anything, you dickheads started this entire mess in the first place. All we were doing was trying to earn money, and you kept effing up every job we do. If anything, what is your problem? Why are you just trolling us like that?
Yeah, are you sick or something? Protractor Man tries to retort, but clearly cannot come up with anything. He just waves two protractors around and then aims his arm at the sky and fires a grappling cable. As he zips up, he hurls the protractors that each hit Luca and JJ, cutting them. JJ, finally having enough, grabs one of the protractors and hurls it, and it cuts the zip line. Protractor Man, horrified, tumbles to the ground where he lands on his neck. The trio are horrified at what just happened.
Oh my god!
They turn to see Clownface cowering behind a dumpster. They run over as Luca bends down and inspects the body. He's dead.
Really? That loud crack and the distended neck wasn't obvious?
More importantly, what do we do about him? They see Clownface curled into a ball, sobbing. He's seen too much.
Agreed.
Oh god! Oh Jesus! No church. Please, please.
He continues to sob as the three look at each other.
Okay. Shit. This isn't good. One guy's literally a baghead, and the other one's pushing daisies, and the third one's a complete psychotic wreck. I got it. We need to dispose of the body.
Oh, I can handle that.
Hell no. You're not doing that weird Weekend at Bernie's fantasy you keep going on about.
I told you that in confidence.
Yeah, and it's really, really sick. So, no. You're not going over near that body. JJ, can you handle it?
Sure. Well, how do you know he's not gonna do a Weekend at Bernie's thing?
He just doesn't seem the type. Alright, that just leaves our crybaby here. I mean, I kind of feel for the little fellow.
Yeah, but he saw us kill Protractor Boy here. Excuse me, you killed him? Don't go dragging us into this mess.
Luca, we're in this mess. You punched Baghood over there into a chemical vat, and now he literally's got no face.
Yeah, well, whose fault was that?
It's yours, jackass. You're the one who punched him.
Well, I didn't tell him to stand in front of the chemical vats. That's on him. I could have easily punched him into a light post or down a manhole. They heard noises and footsteps.
Shit. Alright, Luca, grab the crybaby and let's scoot.
It cuts to Lee's apartment where we see Clownface tied to a chair. Lee is rubbing his forehead while Luca tosses another roll of duct tape to the side. JJ emerges from the bathroom, wiping his hands.
Alright, fellas. Now comes the hard part. What do we do about him?
Clownface looks up.
Please don't. I only did this because the others two made me. I didn't want to, but they made me. Honest. I never wanted to mess with you. Honest. Oh God.
He begins hyperventilating and coughing as he tries to hold back the tears. Maybe we should let him go. I mean, what can he do?
Go to the cops and tell them we maimed and killed two of his friends?
Ah, shit, you're right. Well, I have a solution to our problem.
Dude, we're not going to kill him.
Cloudface begins to scream at the thought. JJ tries to calm him down. No, that wasn't what I was going to propose.
Then what?
Luca produces a hammer. We just give him a teeny weeny concussion. Just enough to make him forget what happened over the past 2 hours. And we're good.
A teeny weeny concussion like that could also make him forget his name, his address, and how to tie his shoelaces.
Meh, you take the rough with the smooth. JJ, stand back. I'm gonna give him a wallop. Lee wrestles the hammer from Luca.
No. We're not gonna bash his brains in and turn him into a vegetable. Damn, JJ, how's it going with the B-O-D-Y?
It's going good. Suit check. There's this really awful smell here. I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but it's like cabbage mixed with awful. Are you preparing one of your Polish dishes here?
No? Oh, no.
Lee lifts his shoes to see Clownface has peed his pants, and the carpet is now soaking up the urine.
God almighty. It's official. We're now babysitters.
Hooray!
JJ, go turn on the tub. We need to change him.
Change him into what? He doesn't have any spare pants, and I doubt any of yours will fit him.
We'll just use a towel while we wash and dry his pants.
What, like a nappy?
What?
He means diaper.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like a diaper.
They drag Clownface to the bathroom, where we see Protractor Man's corpse soaking in the tub. Lee sighs.
You left him in the tub? What is this? You're gonna boil him like a lobster? What's the idea here, JJ?
Look, I would need a bone saw to cut him up, which you don't have. I figured if we soak him in the tub for a few hours, he'll be soft and we can all use kitchen knives to carve him up.
Right. Because when you dismember a body, that's exactly what you do.
If you just let me handle this, we'd be done by now.
Shut up. Alright. Who wants to take off his urine-soaked pants? Bags, not it!
Not it. What? Man, screw you guys.
Alright. Let's make this even. JJ, you remove the urine-soaked pants. Luca, you put him in his nappy. And I'll wash and dry the pants. Cool?
Yeah, sure. The others two grumble in agreement. It cuts to Clownface whimpering as JJ tries to remove his pants, but he thrashes his legs, spraying urine all over the trio. Luca makes a face and holds up the hammer. Oi! If you don't stop that thrashing about, I'm gonna have to make you desist. Clownface stops, and JJ holds the pants at arm's length and hands it to Lee, who takes it to the washing machine. Luca puts on the impromptu diaper. Huh. You know, I'm pretty good at changing diapers. Think I'll make a great dad?
God, there's enough horror today, I don't need another scary thought crossing my mind. More of you roaming the earth with your off-the-wall theories.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on the body, see how it's going. Remember, 350 degrees for 45 minutes, JJ, or else he'll burn. JJ gives him the middle finger as he walks into the bathroom and shuts the door. Lee buries his face in his hands.
God, this day won't just end, will it? Alright, what do we do about Diaper Boy here?
Well, we could try to wipe his memory.
No. We're not going to even revisit that fantasy of yours.
Now hold on. What about getting him wasted? Hey, you saw that vodka I gave you for your 29th birthday? You know, the one with the SpongeBob shot glasses.
Hey, yeah, that's actually not that bad of an idea. We give him a few shots, he gets blackout stinking drunk, send him on his way, and he's the city's problem.
Great! They turn to look at Clownface, who appears to be asleep. Huh. He must have cried himself to sleep.
Well, we could just pour a few shots into his mouth. Luca, tilt his head back so the vodka goes in. I don't want to just slosh around and have it dribble right back out.
Luca lifts the mask a bit, exposing the mouth. Lee pours a shot and dumps it into his mouth. Huh. I think you're gonna need more than that. I mean, that's barely enough to get a frat boy drunk.
Alright, smart guy. Lift the mask further away so I can get a clear shot.
Luca lifts the mask further back and holds the head back as Lee pours vodka from the bottle into his mouth. JJ walks in and stops. Did I miss something here? We're gonna get him hammered so he can't remember anything, and then we'll send him on his way. You sure that's even gonna work? JJ, have you ever remembered anything when you got stinking drunk? Touché. As Lee pours the vodka, Clownface sputters and wakes up. He begins crying and heaving. Well, don't stop. Keep going.
I don't know, dude. He just woke up. Anyway, the bottle is halfway empty.
I thought we were only going to do a few shots.
I'm sorry, okay? It got away from me.
Guys? Guys, I have a really bad headache. It tastes like I chugged gasoline. Mom's not gonna be happy about this.
Gigi cuts the duct tape, and Clownface stumbles around. They direct him out the door, and he manages to make it out of the complex's gate as the three look on.
All in all, I think we accomplished our goals.
What, getting a kid in a clown mask drunk and making him wear a towel like a diaper?
Speaking of which, there it goes.
Look, I worked with what I had, okay? How could you not have safety pins, dude? Before Lee can respond, there's a loud horn and a crash and then a return.
Oh, shit.
Well, hang on. It could have come from anyone's apartment. Got drunk. Someone pranked him by putting a diaper on him, and he... Well, I mean, no one has to know it was us three who did all this. This isn't good, guys. On the bright side...
Which is?
We defeated our first supervillain team?
I wouldn't really mark that as a triumph, dude. If anything, I think it just exposed our deepest, darkest sides. Like, the kind you see from those isolation experiments, where after a few days, they cannibalize one another.
Really? You're comparing our 3-hour adventure to the Russian sleep experiment.
Frankly, I'd really like not to be around you two for a very, very long time.
Ditto. As he says this, they turn around to see a crowd behind them holding their phones out, aimed at the trio.
How's about this? We'll all lay low for the next 3 weeks or so. Just until this all dies down.
All together then?
I'm afraid so.